Hey guys, welcome back here to Intuitive Angling, and appreciate you guys coming by the channel. Check out today's video. Guys, today we're going to have a little discussion, sort of going to take you back a few years on what happened in 2008 that changed fishing, it changed bass fishing forever. It changed the whole fishing industry, tournament industry. It changed so much about everything that we know about bass fishing. So I sort of want to have a little discussion about that, and sort of like, I think it make for a fun little video here. Also, guys, for get started, we are in the middle of jerkbait season, and I try to give you guys some tips every day on jerkbait fishing. One I want to give you today, real quick before we start the video, one of my favorite wintertime colors is this Table Rock Special right here from Megabass. This has been a mainstay here in the Ozarks forever, and the Table Rock Special it's a Megabass color. I actually helped design this color for Megabass, many years ago, and it's been copied by a lot of different companies, but this is an excellent color in low light conditions. If you're out there fishing and you've got some type of a cloudy, windy day, tie on a Table Rock Special here, guys. It's just, it has sort of a unique glow in the water. So that's just one good tip for wintertime fishing. And also, guys, I'll put my Megabass jerkbait link in the description of this video if you guys would like to get stocked up on a few of the best jerkbaits out there for wintertime fishing. Appreciate that. Okay, 2008, this is what happened here. I'll give you guys a little rundown how this was. Prior to 2008, I was fishing full-time professionally, and everything was kicking pretty good. It's like the sport was changing a little bit from the heydays of the late 90s and early 2000s. In terms of when the professional bass fishing was at the top of its all-time ability for anglers to generate income and for sponsors to generate, or for tournament organizations to be successful, was the late 90s and early 2000s. It slowly started to taper off a little bit as you got towards 2005, 2006. And then what happened, I'll never forget this, man. In September of 2008, we had that stock market crash for a ton of different reasons. A lot of it, people in positions of power not knowing what they're doing, being irresponsible. So in 2008, we had that big crash. And I have never seen anything like it. I had no idea what was fixing to happen when this deal went down, but this was such a huge financial blow to the country that one of the first things that all the companies did across the board is they had to cut back. And the areas they cut back in were their advertising and marketing budgets, which fell under the title of professional fisherman when you're in this particular field, and also for the tournament organizations. So as a result, and this didn't take long, like immediately, I'm talking about like the next 2 or 3 weeks after that, and definitely after the next 2 or 3 months, all of these companies that were sponsoring professional anglers and tournament circuits backed out, most all of them. And during this period here, I don't know of a single angler, even the most famous anglers in the world, that didn't lose 50% to 100% of their sponsor income, including myself. It was devastating, to say the least. And it also had a big impact on the tournament organizations too. They took a big hit in it. So the next couple of years with that, everybody struggled. It was hard to get by as a professional angler. A lot of the people that were sort of struggling to begin with fell by the wayside. A lot of the people that had a little bit more money, were able to weather it. I actually had to set out during the 2010 season for different reasons. I had to help take care of my mom and everything. She was sick, and I got a knife ran through my hand. So I had some stuff that I set out that season, which was hard to do. But here's what happened. It's like all of these sponsors cut back to nothing on their support of the anglers, including the tournament organizations. And then as the economy slowly started to recover, especially like in, 2012, during that period, it started 2012, we started to have a pretty good recovery. Everything started to get back to normal. Tackle sales started getting back. Boat sales people started buying boats again. Everything started to get back on its feet. But what happened is a lot of the companies that sponsored these anglers, they did not return to the pre-2008 levels of support with the tournament fishermen or the tournament organizations, because I think personally they said, hey, we cut these guys back next to nothing, and they still stayed with us. Why should we have to pay if they're going to stay with us by cutting back like this? Why should we have to pay all this money when we know they'll stay with us? And as a result, the biggest thing that has changed since 2008 is the sponsors never returned to the pre-2008 support levels. They haven't. And that's one of the reasons why you've seen a lot of the more the more financially affluent anglers be able to succeed, because they were able to weather the storms and they didn't need the sponsorships. You've seen a lot of tournament organizations struggle, and they've dipped into the anglers' entry fees to help pay for the payouts. But I remember, guys, back in the the early 2000s, the FLW tour was paying like 130, 140% payback in the tournaments, and now there's not a single tournament organization out there that even pays 100%. They all tap into the entry fees. It's like a big jackpot tournament, and that was never the way it was before. And again, a lot of that is the result of sponsors, backing out and not feeling that they had to do it. So one of the things that you've noticed, if you were in the sport like I was, is from during the 90s and again up until about 2005, 2006, there was a lot of opportunities for professional anglers in this country. It was a great time to be a pro. There was a lot of endemic and non-endemic companies supporting the anglers, and we'll never be there again. But that will never return to that for a lot of different reasons. Number one, there's too many anglers out there. Number two, they don't have to. Number three, like right now, the economy is so shaky and unstable. We're definitely not going to see it right now. And as a result, this entire thing that happened in 2008 has helped build this entire thing that I talk about a lot, which is tournament bass fishing is turning into a financially elitist sport. So I don't know, it's just one of the evolutions of the sport, but I just think that they use that as I think a lot of companies use that as an excuse back in 2008, and they've got gun shy over it. And again, professional anglers just don't have the values they used to. I mean, social media has robbed the value of a tournament angler. Tournament anglers, just as a tournament angler, have little to no value to a sponsor whatsoever. It's like the only thing that really has big value to sponsors now are social media influencers. That's why so many anglers and pros have really worked hard to build social media platforms, because you simply can't create as many impressions through just fishing bass tournaments as you can through social media. So we've had a transformation in the whole, landscape of the sport when it comes to sponsor relationships. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to run that by you. If you haven't been in the sport, it's hard to realize how big of an impact 2008 was to the sport, and how it still has big scars left on the sport even today. So anyway, I hope you guys are well. We'll talk later.